And let's not forget, these storms have people trapped in their homes with no power or heat or even basic resources like food and water. And with these conditions, we've gotten the question over and over again, why are some areas under a state of emergency while others are not? So in tonight's Main Point, investigative reporter Andie Judson traveled to Placer County to get a look at what these residents are dealing with.
When Jamie Janes began renovating her 130-year-old home, she found something unexpected. Dozens of old copies of the San Francisco Chronicle newspaper layered within the walls and floorboards.
They're all around 1895.
It was how homes were insulated back then, a time when her town of Dutch Flat was being built.
We have a lot of houses here that we want to preserve, but it's really difficult to stay warm and function.
Especially with harsh winter storms bringing snow levels she says she's never seen in her 30-plus years living in Northern California.
It just kept coming and coming and coming, and no power.
Her and her kids spent 5 days without power.
It was 38 in my room.
Worse yet, if they wanted to leave, they couldn't. A tree weighed down by snow fell, nearly missing their home and crushing her four-wheel truck.
And I was in my truck 10 minutes before that happened.
While neighbors help neighbors in Dutch Flat, she says their community has felt largely forgotten about.
It's really frustrating because this is a can-do place. Obviously, you see everybody here, but a little recognition or help or something.
That's why when she saw the 13 counties that were put under California's state of emergency list on Wednesday, she was frustrated.
That's ridiculous.
Their neighbor, Nevada County, was placed on the state of emergency list, but Placer County was not.
We could go right out here like not even 3 miles, and we're in Nevada County.
So we began investigating how it is that some counties in California are placed on the state of emergencies list, while other counties dealing with similar conditions are not.
I'm sorry.
We first called California's Office of Emergency Services, and they explained in order to be added to the statewide list, a county should first declare a local state of emergency. So we went and asked Placer County why this hadn't happened.
It took us longer than we had wished. In hindsight, certainly I think we should have gotten out there sooner.
We interviewed them Friday, and that same day, they took steps to declare a local state of emergency.
Our county CEO has signed a proclamation declaring a local emergency for Placer County.
A county's board of supervisors are the ones to officially declare an emergency. So we went to Supervisor Cindy Gustafson, whose constituents are Dutch Flat residents.
Right now, we have been able to handle things on our own with our county staff and our first responders that we have.
Jamie disagrees.
We haven't heard anything from the county. They don't offer any support. Nothing.
So what actually happens when a state of emergency is declared?
And I can tell you our staff have been out there round the clock since the start of this.
Once the county is declared under a state of emergency, they can get resources faster to areas impacted.
We never want to take the decision to declare a local emergency lightly.
The state can provide resources including the National Guard, more emergency responders, and the support of other counties and personnel to remove the snow.
It also provides us the ability then to request direct assistance from the state.
For Jamie, she hopes help comes to Dutch Flat in a number of ways, but especially a rush in removing trees that could come down on her house the same way it did on her car.
I'm scared every single night.
All right, Andie Judson is with us now. My first question is, how is Jamie doing?
Yeah, well, she's still frustrated. Unfortunately, since our interview, the carport that she parks her car under to not get snow on it has now collapsed because the snow is so heavy on top of these buildings. And that's what she is really scared of. You heard her at the end of that interview because she's already had one tree come down, and as more severe weather comes in and that snow sits there, she's scared that another tree is going to fall even worse on her house.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, While people are waiting to get those resources under the state of emergency, what help has been on the ground right now?
Yeah, so Jamie says the only reason she's still not trapped in her home is because CAL FIRE actually was able to come and get that tree out and off the top of her car. So they are super busy right now. We also talked with CAL FIRE chief and the sheriff's department, and they said, you know, they're on the ground, they're talking with residents. But an interesting thing was the sheriff's department said they're actually getting the most calls about welfare checks because so many people don't have power there. They've lost Wi-Fi. You know, they can't charge their phones. So the sheriff's department is busy out there doing that hard work of going and checking on those people firsthand.
All right, Andie, thank you so much. Of course, you already know we'll keep you updated.